And extra time underway here on ESPN FC. I'm truly hoping that they've emailed me the questions because I don't have them here printed to me. No, producer, they weren't printed.
Prepare.
Remember that time you asked me if they were printed during the show and I frantically said no? Yeah, that was good chat that one. Okay, first one is for Stevie, I'm told. I'm going to read it right off the screen here, prove how well organized we are here on Extra Time. Stevie, if Sergio Ramos signs for Liverpool, would you appreciate him more? You guys should have seen Stevie while we were having that segment.
I hope he doesn't sign for Liverpool.
Look,
Yeah.
I want him to sign for Barcelona so bad.
Yeah.
How far past his best is he? Like, would he still help a big club, you think? Like a PSG, some of those places he's rumored to potentially move to?
Listen, the thing is, number one, he's going to cost you a lot of money.
Yep.
But the second thing is, when your legs are gone, it affects everything you do. It doesn't just affect you in a foot race. It affects your whole mindset. You know, you're scared the pace, number one. So you step back. Now, if you step back, you're going to affect the other three beside you, your two fullbacks and your other centre-back. And if you try and be clever and step up, and then try and give it the old, the goalkeeper will cover me at the back, and then the other three, as I said, they either take a step back or stay where they are. So it's just, you can't play without decent legs at the highest
He's basically had a year off.
Wherever he's going to go, he has to be ready to accept that it's not going to be at the highest level.
It's a lot like he's got no ego, has he? So good luck with that.
You know, they talk about PSG. You talk about tossing a coin. Is it going to completely blow the dressing room up? Or is his experience going to help it? You just don't know which way it would go.
Really? You don't think it would help? A leadership personality like that?
You've got Neymar, who thinks he runs the show, right?
I mean, are we putting Ramos and Neymar in the same category?
Another alpha male comes in and says, hey, no, we're doing this. So then he gets all his mates, Neymar.
Maybe that's what PSG needs.
And then Ramos gets all his mates and they go over there. That's really good.
He's suited to PSG more so than any team in the Premier League, I think.
Really?
I think so.
You agree?
Yeah, I don't think he can handle the physicality right now. At least not what we've seen from last season. Look, unless it's one of those situations where he truly was struggling with something and he gets the time to fix it, and then his fitness builds before a season. But on last season, it would be really hard to trust his physical ability going into a new season.
Go to Parma and go and play with Buffon.
There you go.
Him and Buffon.
Legends.
Before he got injured, he wasn't particularly great the first half of the season.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Where does Gareth Bale rank among the most disrespected footballers in Europe? When he underperforms, everyone's quick to step on his neck. But when he performs, he doesn't get the recognition he deserves. Is Gareth Bale disrespected?
I think so. I mean, obviously there was something went wrong at Real Madrid, obviously. And he's not the ultra dynamic player that you were talking about, Don, who was box to box, beating players. But you saw today, being able to reinvent himself a little bit, dropping off into midfield.
He's not helped himself, though, is he? He's not helped himself.
No, he's not
when
helped
he puts
himself.
on Instagram.
Correct.
What was it? Wales, golf, Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't help yourself, do you?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean...
But I think Leslie's got a point.
Yep.
There's also the last season at Spurs. I mean, he wasn't great.
Well, he never played for 7 months.
But Steve talked about the goals he scored for the minutes he played. He significantly contributed. The problem is, are you significantly contributing on that salary to the level that justifies that salary? And that's always weighed.
Jules, we didn't have you weigh in on Gareth Bale during the show. What do you think? Disrespect is the right word to describe him?
Well, I think, I don't think it's right. I don't think he's disrespected. I think it was easy when he was at Real Madrid at times to make him the scapegoat because he was never talking in the media. He didn't like that. It was easy because he was a foreigner to start with. And because of his attitude, sometimes that nonchalance, I think, made him a disservice, if you see what I mean. But I do think that he almost put that upon himself as well. And he can blame himself for that. But I've always thought people were quite harsh on him, to be fair. Now it's different because he's much older, there's the contract, there's all that money, there's the things he's done lately, all the injuries as well, which hasn't helped the relationship with Zidane that broke very early on in both spells, really, of Zidane and the club. So I think he's a bit different, but I thought for a long time he was made a scapegoat where really he didn't deserve to be.
Jules mentions the word, yeah.
If I said nonchalance, does it sound the same as when Jules says it?
No.
I was actually, that was
Nonchalance.
I think it does.
No.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for one, Stevie. Give it your best one.
Nonchalance.
Sounds so French.
No, nonchalance.
No. Speaking of nonchalance and Gareth Bale, Stevie, is it sometimes normal for geniuses like Bale to simply not care? Today showed clearly they still got it. But will he be motivated again to do it at the club level?
I'm not going to go with the thing he doesn't care. Not caring.
Not care as much?
Not caring and just maybe not having the right attitude some days is two different things in my mind.
How different is it, really?
Well, sometimes you're just not. Some days you're just not at your best, and so when you're expected to be the genius every time you stick a foot on the field, and you're not, then I guess it's easier for people to have a go at him. Yeah. I wouldn't say he doesn't care.
Do you know sometimes, Sebi, as well, when you get older, I think the lads will probably back me up on this, is when you're young and you go to pre-season, you can't wait the Euros to finish when it's finished and come back and then start pre-season camp and then look forward to Premier Leagues or Serie A's or Bundesliga, Liga on wherever you play. When you start hitting a certain age, you start thinking, oh, pre-season. I've not got the hunger in my stomach.
Can I be a cynic here too? What about money? How does that play in? I mean, this is a guy who clearly doesn't need the money anymore.
It will not play a part.
No?
I mean, there was a rumour 18 months ago that the China deal was very close. He's got 1 year left at Real Madrid on an awful lot of money. I don't know what he's going to do, whether Ancelotti might be the right manager for him for his final year there. But when you've got enough money, that again plays into the hunger part of it where...
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, where everything's just a little bit hard work.
And who's got more money than Bale? I mean, his contract.
Well, but Don, you
is
make a good point because
Stevie?
I think as I got a little bit older, and then look at forward to this summer, U.S. has a Gold Cup. I'd be like, well, do I play 4 or 5 games in the Gold Cup, or do I go back to preseason and do 3-a-days in a Norwegian forest?
Yeah.
I'll play a couple games in the Gold Cup, come back, play a couple preseason games before the season starts, and
all of a sudden it's hard work.
and go all of it. Yeah. But then because you played all summer, more or less, with the national team, you don't need that 6 weeks on the beach to then get yourself back going. So,
Jules, should PSG be winning the Champions League next season if they keep Mbappe, sign Hakimi, Wijnaldum, and Sergio Ramos?
Well, that's a lot of ifs to start with, and I don't like the ifs in football. And then, yeah, of course they can. They can, even if they don't sign all those players. I mean, Wijnaldum is already done. I think Hakimi is a far more likely possibility than Sergio Ramos, as we explained on the show. And yeah, they will be among the contenders. I mean, they've done final, semi-final, back-to-back, which is very, very good and bring a lot of confidence and momentum going into next season. So of course, I think they will be a contenders, and of course they will be capable of winning it, even if Hakimi doesn't come, and even if someone else comes instead, or no Ramos but someone else is come. What they need, though, certainly strengthening that squad, and I think they will do that. And we saw that with Wijnaldum, we're seeing that with Donnarumma, although this is a more strange case for me, but still I think they will strengthen, and then they should be in a good position, in a strong position.
Most important thing, names on there, keeping Mbappe. That's the most important signing.
Great analysis.
you don't think Ronaldo's coming? Ronaldo and Neymar trying to play together?
Get them all in. Get sarcastic there, Sebi.
No, not at all.
Hey.
Would you rather see a random draw after the Euros group stage concludes, like we have with the Champions League, to avoid debate and speculation, such as with England at the last World Cup, of throwing away the final game to avoid playing a tougher opponent in the knockout rounds? You like it, don't you?
Like a random draw.
Yep, I kind of like it too.
So once you get through the group stage, all the balls, random draw. I like it.
Little Champions League. What do you think?
Third-place finishers playing two third-place finishers.
I guess that's the problematic part of it, right? You'd have to figure out a way to have only balls from this bucket in here and that.
And make sure they're not hot. Not any hot balls.
The frozen, or the frozen ones. What do you think?
Magnetic balls.
No?
I'm kind of stuck in the middle. I like the thought of that, sitting waiting and Fingering out.
Like an FA Cup draw?
Just like an FA Cup
Excitement,
draw.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than trying to plot your way through.
But how do you do that with a group phase? I guess is kind of the point, right? You
Didn't
you got to reward teams that win.
Didn't England have the same scenario when they played Belgium in the World Cup?
Well, that's exactly what they did, and they chose, but not winning that game put them in the better side of the bracket.
Exactly.
They got, Colombia without James,
Exactly.
Sweden eventually, and of course they get to the semifinal.
Exactly that.
Seb, you know what was
Right, but this would fix that, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what was a great example of that? 2002 World Cup for the U.S.
Oh,
we
don't do
lose
this.
that match. Instead, we would have played Italy, but we got to play Mexico, and much
Voila.
more comfortable beating Mexico than
Mexico
beating
won
Italy.
their group, unfortunately, and then had to play the
How'd
U.S.
they do after that?
I quite like that. Random
Yeah.
FA Cup style draw.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the memory, Casey. Appreciate that one. Don and Stevie, how would you inspire the Scottish team to go into Wembley and win?
Easy.
You've gone into Wembley and won, so you just say, do what we did, right?
Do what we did. Play for pride.
Yeah.
You know when you go to Wembley, they'll bottle it, England, if they go behind. That's exactly what happened when
Really?
we...
You get that early goal and it's
That's exactly what
curtains?
Craig Brown told us, because the game at Hampden was a tight affair, a 0-0 game all day long. And the analysis we've done on England, we had, where the English players were going from wide free kicks on the right side, left side, corners, left side, corners, right side. Paul Scholes never made his way into the 18-yard box. He did twice at Hampden, scored 2 headers. Never scored 2 headers in his life. So we felt as though, in our psyche, it was a tight game. And we went to Wembley thinking, score the first goal, we can beat them.
Right.
And we beat them, and then David Seaman pulled off a save in the last seconds from Christian Daly. If that goes 2-0, England were gone. Forget about
Who
it.
scored for Scotland that day?
Don't know. Handsome chap.
Yeah, I bet.
Do you think Clarkie's...
6'1"? Oh, no.
Don, do you think Clarkie's taken a clip
Definitely.
of the head tennis and the diving header from yesterday to
Exactly.
motivate the boys?
I'm expecting the phone
to
to ring.
beat England.
I'm expecting the phone to ring. Me and Burley are back in the
Yep.
squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you
Safe
think?
bet.
Stevie, have you seen this? This is from yesterday's Extra Time.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I bet the boys couldn't get to 20 or to 10.
Tell you what.
It's a 10.
Tell you what. You know the thing that really surprised me.
Is that they could get up
Some
afterwards?
idiot thought that they couldn't do 10 headers.
Yeah.
Well, I thought. Well,
What made you think they can?
they only had. This is.
Professional
there's
footballers.
limited space here.
What do you mean limited space? I need a set of ladders to
You want to do another bet,
up
Stevie?
here.
You and Don.
I'm no header than a ball.
Ah, here we go. Pure.
Seriously.
Pure
10.
excuses.
If that ball
I
was
should have
hot.
gone more clear.
Oh.
Well, I had to set it low. I could have said 100,
By
and
the
we
way,
would have
did you
gone
hear
all
Burley?
extra time.
Did you hear
And they had
Burley
one
when you
chance.
said 10? He was like, oh, he couldn't
Where's the money? Where's the money?
Speaking of, I do pay my bets. I brought 2 20s.
Yes,
Chris,
Sevy.
look at that.
I like this.
Nice.
Look at that. So the people know. Show them it's real. Not Monopoly
Ooh,
money.
I love this program.
Yeah,
Make money.
There you
Talking
go.
football and make money.
There you go.
Genius.
That's more than he got paid for coming here today.
I like to take care of the analysts here. Jules, given the fact that Memphis Depay is all but certain to be a Barcelona player at the end of the Euros, combined with the possible return of Ansu Fati from injury, what will be your ideal front three for Barcelona next season?
That's a really tough one because if you look at Memphis Depay's favorite position, it's the same one as Antoine Griezmann, which is the same one as Leo Messi as well. So I don't know how those three will play together, plus Ansu Fati, plus Ousmane Dembele, who at times was very good last season, whether he played up front or wide. So good luck to Ronald Koeman to find the best formula. And it's not just the best formula, it's who will complement each other well and who will be best suited to play with who. I mean, Messi, we know, is a starter, but amongst the other ones, then they will have to find a way of finding the other two. I guess they will play potentially with 3 up front to find the other two that will suit Messi and that team the best. And I think it will be tricky. I'm not too convinced about the Depay signing, I have to be honest. In terms of what he brings to the team and his profile, I think they could have gone for a forward with a different profile than Memphis.
I'd love to know who's in charge of the strategy at Barcelona.
Like they got all those players. They got Agüero. Do they need Depay?
But even the year before, so they get rid of Suarez to Atletico Madrid because he was 33.
Yeah.
Fast forward 12 months, they sign Agüero.
Right.
I think he's 33. Doesn't make sense. Then you go and bring Memphis Depay in, who's a talented player. But like Jules said, you got, forgive me if I miss anyone, but you've got Agüero, you've got Messi, you've got Dembele, you've got Coutinho, you've got Griezmann, you've got Fati, you've got Trincao, Pedri, who plays a little bit deeper. Where on earth does he fit in?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is he a starter for them, Stevie?
No, No.
No?
So you buy somebody who's not going to start. So
You'd been better,
Well,
better off.
listen, you buy Aguero. You're buying Aguero to play him, right?
I would assume with what, yes, he's a free transfer, but
You'd
you're
be
going to have to
better
pay him a lot of
So
money.
your front three
Yeah.
could be Aguero, Griezmann, and Messi. So you buy Depay to sit on the bench, do you?
You'd
Are you
been so
saying
much
that
better off putting all
Dutch
your money.
manager's buying a Dutch player and not going to play him?
Well, you'd
Is
be
that
better
what
off
you're
putting all
saying?
your money into Van Alden. PSG have got an unbelievable player.
Yeah. Jules, is Agüero sure to start?
I don't think so. First of all, it's a bit like Sergio Ramos. We will have to wait and see his fitness because I don't know what kind of Sergio Aguero will turn up for next season. If it's the one at City who could not train 2 days in a row, could hardly play more than half an hour at times. He was a bit better towards the end of the season, but certainly the first 8 months of the season, he really struggled. And he's getting older, as we say, of course. And even if La Liga's style of football is much more suited to him, of course, I don't know what kind of fitness he will be in. So that will, I think, have a big impact on how much he plays. But you would think that if they signed him, considering how close he is to Leo Messi as well, and even more than close, is to play them together. So I guess he will play it. I don't know where Griezmann fits. I don't know where Memphis Depay fits, like we've just said. I'm not even sure where Fati and Dembele fit, unless you play like a 4-4-2 with 2 wild players in Ansu Fati and Dembele, and then Messi and Aguero up front.
Mohammed asks, heard Son is about to sign a contract extension with Spurs. Why is nobody trying to sign him? He is a proven goal scorer and provides assists as well. Maybe Real Madrid can sign him. He is way better than Vinicius. Heung-min Son, should we be looking for a move away from Spurs? We talk about Harry Kane, ready to move away. Why not Son?
The question mark is always at Tottenham. Does Daniel Levy make a decision to pay somebody? He obviously made that decision to pay Harry Kane. But the rest of the players are usually a little bit lower on the pay scale than the rest of the Champions League clubs. And if they're afraid that Harry Kane's going to leave, they don't want Son to leave as well. So they'll do everything they can to keep him, to keep the fans happy. But if I'm him and I want to win something, unfortunately, he might have to leave.
Rumours in England this morning are saying maybe Bernardo Silva's leaving Man City. Got Atletico Madrid. If I was Pep, I'd be knocking on Son's door every day of the week.
Think he needs to leave Spurs, Stevie?
Wants to win something?
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
Our final question comes from Frank Leboeuf, spelled Lebuff. Of course, everyone remembers Frank's very famous Instagram post. Showed off his physique. Has anyone pumped up the ball on the desk to allow for more headers between crew members? No, but it appears to be taped to the desk now. I think that's a message for us not to play with the ball
Golf magazine's
anymore.
still there, I see, though. Craig was fuming over that yesterday.
I think he wanted to steal it and get some pointers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was more burly bluster, I think, than anything else. He might have brought it in here himself. All right, that's all for us. Yeah, boys?
Amazing.
Good day of work. $20 richer, all for what? 22 headers? Yeah, that was foolish, I mean, in hindsight.
Yes.
Next time we'll get them Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, live start here on ESPN Plus, ESPN FC, all over tomorrow's European Championship action.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.